The Minnesota Timberwolves just one season ago were an 8th seed and got bounced out of the first round of the playoffs. This season, however, they were able to finish 3rd in the Western Conference that has ridiculously stacked teams like OKC, the Nuggets, Clippers who did just lose, the Mavericks, and of course the Lakers who got mopped. How was this Minnesota Timberwolves team able to make such a big jump in such a short period of time? Barely edge playoff team to a true contender for a championship all in one season. Well, there's a few guys to thank, but today we're going to be talking about Naz Reid. Naz Reid has just come off of the best season of his short but great career this far. Naz Reid was able to obtain the 6th Man of the Year, the first of his entire career, while averaging 13 points per game in just 24 minutes coming off the bench for Minnesota. But what makes Naz Reid so great is not only his availability, where he played 81 games this season, but the consistency that you see from him night in and night out. Naz Reid loves to put the ball on the floor, but he doesn't do it at an inefficient rate. You often see him catch the ball and swipe through, put 1, 2, maybe 3 dribbles on the ground, and gets a great clean look at the bucket, at the cup. Naz Reid was previously part of Jelly Fam. And for you guys that know about Jelly Fam, you know that everybody a part of that group was tough. Regardless of where their basketball careers took them, they were dogs, they were buckets. So Naz Reid is a 7-footer with a silky smooth ball handle, and being a part of Jelly Fam is going to be a tough finisher. Well, that did not lack whatsoever in terms of the NBA, and matter of fact, Naz Reid is the only Jelly Fam player to ever make the NBA. But just the finishing isn't where it ends for Naz Reid. Once again, Naz Reid has a good handle, as I mentioned, paired with great finishing touch as he was part of Jelly Fam, and you pair that with his elite athleticism in his 7-foot frame. Naz Reid is quite literally the God-made slasher. The amount of pressure he takes off of the players around him is what makes him so valuable. Because yes, when you look at 13 points per game, it's not very much, but he's only doing that in 24 minutes, like I said, and he's doing it at an efficient shooting percentage. But being a 7-footer that can move the way he moves and be able to dribble and handle the ball makes him extremely dangerous when you pair him with Anthony Edwards, who is a guy that can knock down any jumper from any range, alongside Mike Conley, who is a profound catch and shooter. And then of course you have Karl Anthony Towns, who is just as good as a catch and shooter as Ant Edwards. So when he has these shooters around him, and him being as big as he is, he takes away the big man defender, which leaves one of those other 3 potential scorers untouched with an open lane at the basket without the biggest defender. And in the playoffs, size is what matters just as much as anything, to be quite honest. And Naz Reid has all the size he needs to dominate the NBA. So Naz Reid makes this Timberwolves team unstoppable. Like I said before, they have a guy like Ant Edwards who could give you 50. And when you are able to take away any pressure off of him, all that does is make his scoring capabilities that much better. And in the playoffs, like I said, you cannot allow any type of advantage on the other team, because this is a 7-game series. They will exploit that, and they will exploit it to the max. The Minnesota Timberwolves are quite literally on the top of the NBA as we speak. This is basically Anthony Edwards' season to win. He has the opportunity to come in and spoil Nikola Jokic's back-to-back potential run and become a true face of the NBA, all at the age of 22 years old. And Naz Reid is going to be a part of this ride and maybe possibly become an all-star of his own. This is only his 4th season in the NBA. This is only the 5th season in his NBA career, and he has already got the 6th Man of the Year award. He was just a one-and-done player in college, where he attended LSU, and he was able to put up particularly the same stats, about 13 points and 7 rebounds. But I think this could be his peak. Who knows, but either way, Naz Reid is exactly the piece that the Minnesota Timberwolves needed, that adds the depth and pure scoring phenomenon that they need in these playoffs. And this series against the Denver Nuggets is going to be great. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, peace.